Morning, Kieran. Welcome to Sea Talk.
Hello, Paul. How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
So, Kieran, GroceryAid Day is coming again, 30th of April, right?
Yes, yeah, very much looking forward to it.
Good. So, tell me, what's the focus for 2026 for the industry?
Yeah, well, I mean, GroceryAid Day is a really important day in the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially what it does, it sort of gives us an opportunity for all of our supporters to focus on one day where we can drive awareness of GroceryAid. And that's really, really important.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big issues that we have is just essentially awareness of our welfare support that we offer people.
Mm-hmm.
Only 2% of frontline grocery workers are aware of the fantastic resources that we have here at GroceryAid, and that's not enough. And we need to do something in terms of changing that. And GroceryAid Day gives us that moment in time, that one day that we can focus our efforts on, and all of our supporters as well, in terms of driving a much, much higher level of awareness. And of course, you know, awareness is really important to us because what we're trying to do is just help more people out there in the industry.
So, on that, you mentioned awareness a couple of times there. And I know awareness is the key because we want everyone in our sector, wherever you're packing food, you're in the farm, you're on the transport, you're in a warehouse, you're on the shop floor. I mean, GroceryAid is there for everyone. That's, you know, from start to finish, right? From the start of production to the consumer. It's there for everyone. So on the awareness, it's key to ensuring people get access to the help that's available from GroceryAid, and the help is there. It's amazing. So what new initiatives and campaigns are yourself and the team rolling out this year to help more of our colleagues in the industry?
Do you know, we've been quite busy in this area, actually. So, you know, a couple of years ago, we just worked on what our vision was at GroceryAid, and then what were our key strategies to help deliver that. And as part of that work, we worked out that we're helping about 22,000 people each year in the industry. There's 2.6 million people who work in the industry, so it's a very, very big industry. But we think the need out there is about 12% of that. So it's about 300,000 each year we think are in need of our services in some way. And that's whether that's a financial grant or the need for mental health counselling or legal support, that sort of thing. And the question for us is, you know, how do we go from helping 22,000 people today to helping everybody out there who is in need of our services? And we very quickly got to the question of awareness. And again, when we did our surveys talking to frontline grocery workers, that's when we came up with that number. Front of mind, if we said to them, you know, where would you go for a financial grant? Only 2% said GroceryAid. Luckily enough, when you show them a list of people that provide it, 23% say they have heard of GroceryAid. So that gives us some element of hope there. When we recognised that, we decided to do a fair amount of work in that particular area. And you will have seen that we have a new visual identity, so a new brand, which is, we would say, a bit more relevant. So the whole look and feel of GroceryAid has changed. And then really more importantly, working out how we position ourselves to help more people, basically, and how do we get that message across? And we do it in a number of different ways. The first thing is how we position ourselves. And what we know is not only is it important to drive awareness, but it's also important to overcome the stigma that people have in terms of reaching out to a charity. And we see that as probably one of our biggest barriers. And how we overcome that, the messages that we talk about, is really what we don't want to be considered by people is like a charity handout. We're not a charity handout. These people who work particularly in convenience stores around the country are very, very proud people. They work long hours, often on their feet for long periods of time, late shifts, the whole lot. they don't see themselves as a charity case, and neither should they see themselves as a charity case. And that's why we say, they've put the hours in. This is the help that they've already earned. So we have, so you'll see that around our messaging. It's GroceryAid, the help that these people have already earned. And in overcoming that stigma, we then utilize real grocery workers in all of our material. So you will see we've got 22 fantastic ambassadors who work in the industry for lots of different companies, and we feature them in all of our ads. And then the other thing that we do to try and overcome the stigma as well in the material that we use is we talk about some of the scale of our support. So, for example, we help 22,000 people. We spend about £6.5–7 million on welfare. We spent £4.5 million on financial grants to get that message across that you're not the only person in this sort of situation. I mean, we did 8,500 financial grants last year. You're not the only person here, and we want to try and remove that stigma for people reaching out.
When you look at our colleagues in the industry, I think sometimes it comes over as a pride piece as well. It's like, who do I turn to and how do I turn to? Because sometimes there's that embarrassment of reaching out for help.
Absolutely, and that's why GroceryAid Day is good to have one moment in time when we can really drive those messages out into, staff rooms, back of store, wherever your employees are. And we have a complete set of refreshed material that's all available on our website, which is groceryaid.org.uk, and you can find that in the Get Involved section. There's a section in there on GroceryAid that's got all the materials in there that you can order. There's a section in there on marketing materials. There's some more in there, and there's a section in there specifically for independent retailers as well, so that you can order material that is right for your store and your particular colleague.
Let's hold you there, Kieran, because this is where we come in. So independent retailers, that's our family, right? So for convenience retailers, this is where we really need to drive this message a bit harder and amplify the goodness of GroceryAid. So what more can be done at store level to better support our colleagues and their well-being? I know we said about, how do we get more notice boards up in the staff rooms? How do we get our colleagues involved? What's your key message and your suggestion to our convenience family?
Yeah, well, and if you look at just the scale of the convenience sector and the number of people who work in there, there's over 400,000 people who work in the convenience sector. If we think 12% of those people are in need of our services, which is what our research shows, that's about 50,000 people out there that are in need of our services that probably will not know about us. So it's a big chunk of people that we want to help. We're here to help. And as I say, I think the key thing here really is just making sure that, if you own a store or if you work in a store, that you're aware of GroceryAid. You've got the latest materials printed off our website, and that you're displaying those materials in store, and you're talking about GroceryAid as well. Talk to, if you're an owner, talk to your employees about GroceryAid. I'm sure you do that on a regular basis, Paul. So just to cover who's covered by GroceryAid, as you quite rightly say, it's not only the people who work in store, it's the store owners themselves that are covered by GroceryAid. It's the people who work in warehouses. It's the people who work in transport. It's the people that work in the depots. It's the people who work in the factories. All the way through that supply chain. They're the people that we're covering, and that sort of support, as I said, there is financial grants on offer. So a couple of good examples of some of the lower level financial grants are, if you're on universal benefits, we offer a cost of living grant that you can apply for, and you can apply for again on our website for that financial grant. We have a School Essentials grant coming up very soon, which will open in May time. And if, again, you're on universal benefits and you have school-aged children, there's an opportunity to apply for financial grants to get new equipment to go back to school. And then there's our crisis grants, which is essentially the sort of biggest area where we help. So, you know, if you have to cut down your hours because you become sick and you move on to statutory pay, we can often help in that situation. If you have to cut down your hours because you've got to care for somebody at home because they're sick, again, we can help out in that sort of situation. We can help out if you have a relationship breakdown and you need to move house quickly. We can help out financially from that perspective. You know, if you get evicted by your landlord, again, we can help out in those sorts of situations. And there's the emotional support. You know, it's really tough at the moment for people mentally. Again, if you require mental health support, then just phone our care line. I guess we could provide details of that. And you get in the moment, you get through to a trained counsellor, you get in the moment mental health support. If that trained counsellor then thinks 6 extra sessions could really help you, we'll pay for that. That mental health counsellor may think a more intensive 20 sessions are required. And again, we can help from that perspective. And also one other big area that's really important is that, you know, if you've got legal problems, come and talk to us and phone our care line. You can get through to Law Express, and then we can cover the costs of some of those, the legal advice that you need. But it's important, I think, you know, just to talk about some of those scenarios where we help and utilize your channel as well, Paul, in terms of building that understanding.
And we'll get all that shared on the video, and obviously on C-Talk, you know, we host GroceryAid on there because, you know, what you guys do is a fantastic job and it's there to support everyone. So looking ahead, what are the key priorities and ambitions for GroceryAid over the next 12 months?
Well, I guess, I mean, our key thing is really about how we've talked about it a lot today, how we drive much better levels of awareness. And I guess there's a number of key things for us. There is making sure that all of our supporters, as we've talked about, have all the latest material into their store, their depot, break rooms, etc. But also we're talking directly to the people who work in the grocery industry as well, through social media. We're able to do that. So we're doing a lot more social media. So you'll see that on people's Instagram, Facebook pages, that sort of thing. We'll be getting to you that way. And then also what we recognize as well is that, you know, when you're in a crisis, who is really the people you go and talk to first? You're unlikely to go and talk to your employer. You're more likely to talk to your family and friends first as well. So we're doing, we did a bit of outdoor, so a bit of poster sites around the UK, and that's really about trying to build awareness with grocery workers, family and friends. We'll be doing a bit of radio in our next campaign around GroceryAid Day as well. So there's a real focus on how we drive awareness, and we've done, interestingly, you know, we want to help more people. That's what it comes down to. We did our first campaign in December, January time, particularly around the whole financial grants piece, and that's when people are probably a little bit more financially challenged. And we saw, you know, we've seen a 14-15% uplift on financial grants by driving that level of awareness, and which gives us the opportunity then to help more people. So we know this approach works, basically.
Great stuff. So let's go on to the fun bit now.
Yes.
So we know what GroceryAid's doing, we know what you've been up to, and we know how much you're there to support everyone in our industry. Now, supporting everyone in the industry, you also bring everyone in the industry together at one major event every year, and it gets bigger and it gets bigger. So let's talk about Barcode.
Yes, let's talk about Barcode. Excellent. Good.
So, Kieran, where is it this year, and what are we going to see?
So Barcode is It's back at Kenwood House. So we moved venues last year. It's in North London, Kenwood House, beautiful parkland setting. Last year the weather was amazing. It's on the 2nd of July. So again, I'm expecting the weather to be really, really good. I mean, we had about 5,600 people last year attending. Not only do we have great acts, and I'll come to who we've got headlining this time round, but we're supported really well by the grocery industry. You know, grocery industry people supporting grocery industry people is really important to us. And all the brands turn up. They turn up with their sampling units, which is brilliant. So you can see all the latest products and all this sort of stuff. There you can sample all of those. You pay your ticket price to get in, and then absolutely everything is free. So all your food and drink is free from then onwards. And you know, we just have the most amazing day. We get 1,000 retailers there, which is really impressive. And headline acts, you know, I don't get involved in choosing the headline acts. I'm far too old. I mean, we had Chase and Status last year, and they were amazing. I'd heard of them back in sort of the year 2000. I thought they were sort of fairly niche, but they're not. They were massive last year, and they did the most amazing job.
Tell me who we're going to be dancing to this year, Kieran.
All right, I know it's one of your favourites. So headlining is the Scissor Sisters, which are just a brilliant band. They bring the most amazing show. I mean, they did the Glastonbury Saturday night headline act. I mean, they are absolutely huge. So they're our headline. And then one band that I am really looking forward to seeing. So, you know, I grew up in the 1990s and early 2000s with the dance music at that particular time. And one of my favorite bands is Faithless, and I wasn't involved in this, but we've got Faithless as well. You know, God Is Your DJ, Insomnia, you know, it's just going to be absolutely fantastic. Sister Bliss, Rollo, it's going to be, you can tell I'm a fan, can't you?
Yeah. It's a great lineup as well, isn't it? It's not just then, there's acts going on stage throughout the afternoon.
There is. I mean, we opened with Wet Leg, which is a slightly younger age group, but they are terrific as well. So I can't believe the quality of the acts that we've got this year. I mean, it is just going to be amazing, and we're looking to grow from beyond that 5,600 people up to about 6,000 plus. If you want a ticket for it, you can get a ticket again on our website, so GroceryAid.org.uk or barcode.co.uk. You can actually buy tickets for it. So go onto the website, buy tickets for it. It's going to be an amazing day. Hopefully, Paul, you'll be there.
100%. I'll have my shorts on, my shades on. I'm sure someone will paint my face again this year, Kieran.
And hopefully we'll get a chance to do some sort of video from there as well, because it's always
we'll do a live on the day as well. I think you know what, having been now to Barcode for a few years, seeing it evolve and get bigger and better, do you know what, it's just amazing. You bump into so many people, you make new friends while you're there, and it's just, you know what, it's just amazing. It's just everyone just there and enjoying the day. This is what it's more of a party bringing our industry together.
Well, that's exactly how I look at it. It's like it's a celebration of people who work in our industry. They work really, really hard, and it's a hard industry to work on. Yes. Let's have one day where we really celebrate the people who work in our industry, and that's what Barcode is essentially all about. We might get 5,500 people there. Essentially all the profit that we make from that, which is a substantial amount. So it's about 1.5 million we make from that particular event. That goes directly into our welfare pots, so that we can spend that £7 million on welfare, helping people who work in the industry who are in need, basically.
Well, there you go. It's Kieran from GroceryAid. We will share all the links with the video, and if you're not already involved with GroceryAid, I urge you to head over to GroceryAid, check out the website, download the toolkits that are there, get them into your staff rooms, share it with your colleagues, because what these guys are doing, it's an amazing job for our industry. Thank you, Kieran.
Cheers, Paul.